don't think enough people break down the dualities of the reasoning behind why most people or some people dismiss or do the silent treatment versus addressing something with people. And typically you'll see memes or quotes stating, I didn't address anything with you because you know what's up. You know what you did. You know what's going on. Energy doesn't lie. And so for people like myself, I do this 9 times out of 10 because over the years of having discernment, building my intuition, and knowing the difference between fear and projection, etc., I know when certain people, if I gave them benefit of the doubt to have that one hoorah conversation and tell them what I know they know, it furthermore gets them off at the idea and the fact that they could furthermore manipulate or furthermore insult my intelligence spiritually, emotionally, mentally, etc. So, for the most part, that is why people move on, cut it smooth off, because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, and I know it's not all, which is why you have to have discernment in between who has malice behind the things they do and others who are oblivious and it was innocent and they deserve the conversation like, hey, this made me feel away, and they're like, oh crap, I did not know, thank you for coming to me, love you, you hug it out, etc. You move forward and it builds on the relationship. But most people on GP, just period, that's not what it is. Most people are operating from a level of consciousness that is so low that all that they do has some type of ill, lower frequency emotion attached to it that becomes malice, envy, jealousy, hate, etc. So when it comes to that point where you like, I'm finna cut this mofo off, and people like, oh, but that's immature, you didn't have the communication and you didn't da 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 da. That's where the discernment comes in, because 9 times out of 10 you need to be that way with certain people. But then there's that small portion who operate on a higher frequency where it's like it has nothing to do with malice. It was a simple miscommunication. So I want to address that because nobody's really talking about that. It's either on one side or the other, and I know how to see both ends, and that's where I talk about in my content. You always got to have discernment and intuition and building like all of this experience to know how to maneuver through life in these relationships and connections and courtings with different people.